A suspected kidnap syndicate in Kwara State may have suffered a major setback after police reportedly intercepted one of its members while he was allegedly attempting to withdraw ransom money from a point-of-sale shop in Ilorin East local government area. The arrest is significant because investigators did not simply focus on the location where the kidnapping allegedly occurred. Instead, they reportedly followed the money, and that may have exposed a crucial part of the criminal network. According to the Kwara State Police Command, the suspect, identified as Mohammed Sani, was arrested during an intelligence-led operation after 3 people were abducted in an armed attack on Obodu village on July 28, 2026. The police said the investigation expanded beyond the immediate crime scene. Investigators reportedly began tracing the communication, logistics, and financial channels connected to the kidnapping. That trial eventually led them to a POS location. There, Sani was allegedly caught attempting to withdraw ransom proceeds connected to the adoption in the Obodu and Wori Azist. This is where the operation takes an interesting turn. Kidnappers may disappear into forest after collecting ransom, but the money they demand still has to move. Somebody has to collect it. Somebody has to transfer it. Somebody has to withdraw it. And according to the police, that financial trial led investigators directly to one suspected member of the syndicate. The arrest was disclosed by the Kwara State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Adeotun Ijire Adeyemi, in a statement issued on Wednesday. The police said Sani cooperated during interrogation and provided useful information about his alleged role in the ransom collection process. More importantly, investigators say he also provided information about other suspect members of the syndicate. 2 individuals identified as Aminu and Umar were reportedly mentioned during the interrogation. The police said the information has strengthened their understanding of the network and provided additional operational leads that are now being discreetly pursued. If those leads produce further arrest, the operation could become more significant than the detention of one suspect. It could help investigators identify the wider structure behind the kidnapping operation. That structure could include people responsible for surveillance, communication, transportation, ransom collection, and the movement of adopted victims. Kidnapping is rarely sustained by the gunmen alone. Behind the people who physically adopt victims can be a network of individuals who provide information, facilitate communication, and help move money. That is why the financial aspect of this investigation could prove important. The arrest at the POS shop demonstrates how investigators can potentially use financial activity to track criminal networks. A ransom payment may appear to disappear once it reaches the hands of kidnappers, but attempts to convert or move the money can create opportunities for law enforcement to identify suspects. In this case, the police say the opportunity came when Sani allegedly arrived at the POS location to cash out. The arrest also raises questions about how the syndicate handled ransom payments. Was Sani regularly involved in collecting money? Was the POS location deliberately chosen because the suspect believed it would attract little attention? Were other people involved in moving the funds? And how much money had already passed through the network before investigators intercepted the suspects? Those questions could become important as the investigation continues. The police have not disclosed the amount allegedly being withdrawn, or whether the ransom had been paid directly by the families of the 3 victims. They have also not provided details about the current whereabouts or condition of the adopted persons. That means the investigation remains active, and authorities will need to establish the full chain of events surrounding the July 28 attack. The Commissioner of Police in Kwara State, CP Ojo Adekemi, said the command remains operationally positioned to disrupt criminal networks, degrade their capabilities, and deny them freedom of action. That statement reflects a broader shift towards intelligence-led policing. Instead of waiting for another kidnapping to occur, security agencies increasingly need to identify criminal networks before they can strike again. That requires intelligence. It requires tracking communications. It requires following money. And it requires cooperation between investigators and communities. The police has therefore appealed to residents to provide timely, credible, and actionable information. That cooperation can be critical in kidnapping cases because criminals often depend on local knowledge. They may know isolated routes. They may know vulnerable communities. They may have information about wealthy individuals or families, and they may depend on local contacts to move unnoticed. Breaking those connections can make it harder for kidnapping networks to operate. The Kwara operation also demonstrates another important point. The arrest of one suspected ransom collector does not necessarily mean the entire syndicate has been dismantled. If Sani's disclosures are accurate, other members may still be operating. Aminu and Umar, the two suspects reportedly identified during interrogation, remain important leads for investigators. Their possible arrest could provide further information about the group structure and activities. There is also the possibility that other suspects have not yet been identified. That means investigators will have to carefully verify every piece of information obtained from the arrest suspects. For the victims and their families, however, the most important issue remains their safety. The police operation began after 3 people were reportedly adopted from Obodo village. Any further arrests must be accompanied by efforts to locate and secure those victims if they remain in captivity. The case, therefore, goes beyond an arrest at a POS shop. It is a test of whether security agencies can follow a kidnapping network from the point of adoption to the movement of ransom money and eventually to the people controlling the operation. If investigators succeed, the consequences could extend far beyond one suspect. They could uncover communication channels, financial routes, and other participants connected to the syndicates. And that is precisely why the arrest matters. The gunmen may hide their faces. They may hide their weapons. They may disappear into difficult terrain. But money leaves a trail. And in Kwara, police investigators say they have followed that trail to a POS shop and caught a suspected kidnap syndicate member allegedly trying to cash out. For more informative reports, stay with us on First News. I'm Chidera Isom. Thanks for watching.